Now, just a week after ASIO boss Mike Burgess warned of threats to Australia's cybersecurity, analysts have revealed a breach to the country's weapons systems. A hacker group has been sharing details about Australia's multi-billion-dollar infantry vehicle program. But it's not just national security that's at risk. And to explain a bit more, I've been joined live by cybersecurity expert and CEO of Aegis Cybersecurity, Luke Owen. Luke, great to have you on the show. Let's get to that specific example in a second. But when we're talking about threats from ASIO generally, that's going to mean different things, right? To different people and companies, depending on how big and small they are.
Spot on. Thanks for the question. It's one of the things I'm seeing more and more in this sort of space. I've been working in this industry for around 20 years across military, defence, government, large enterprise, small enterprise. We're seeing an uptick of organisations being attacked by way of their supply chain. And a lot of those risks come through. They are contextualised based upon the size and the profile of the organisation, but different responses or different actions need different outcomes depending upon the size and structure of the organisation in question.
So when Mike Burgess is warning of threats, what do companies have to be most careful about?
There's external threats and internal threats. So from an external perspective, you're looking at sophisticated cybercrime actors like the state-sponsored groups like the one in question he's been talking about with the attack on the supply chain for the infantry fighting vehicle. You've also got organised cybercrime gangs that are nowadays structured and organised very much like a corporation. They have HR departments, they have internal dispute resolution processes, they have bonus and incentive structures. They have KPIs they need to meet based upon the amount of organisations to be compromised daily, ransoms issued. They are a highly efficient and highly structured organisation.
And their aim is just to disrupt, right?
Exactly. They know that the small business, the enterprise, they want to take away your ability to transact, to generate revenue, to support your customers, support your clients, support your staff. All of those things have a value to you. And if they can disrupt that, then that now creates a value demand for you to want to make payment, to pay to make the problem go away. Or they could just be trying to steal information directly.
And telling that just a week after this warning, we've had the case of the Redback infantry vehicle hack. The weak spot in the chain going back to an Israeli company, and that goes back to this big geopolitical situation that, frankly, I talk about on this news show every week.
Exactly. So what you're touching on there is supply chain risk. This large defence program, the infantry fighting vehicle program, has outsourced parts of that development and design and build to various contracting companies, being the Australian companies, and those Australian companies have outsourced parts of that to other organisations down the line. So they've created the supply chain on how to create this vehicle in full. Now, the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Because this threat actor group, which is apparently based out of Iran, has a vested interest in disrupting Israeli operations, they've attacked this group and that has attacked this company, and that has had a flow-on impact up to the Australian fighting vehicle system. This is where more of these attacks are emerging, where they're going for the weakest link to get something bigger. I've worked with organisations where they've been compromised to gain access to floor plans and schedules for sensitive organisations and structures.
Do you think companies can be a bit naive about that?
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
There's such a prevailing mindset that we're too small to be a target or we have nothing of value, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I've had organisations turn around and tell me, oh, we don't need cybersecurity because we've got cybersecurity insurance. Well, I've got car insurance. I still wear a seatbelt.
And we were talking ahead of this interview, and one thing that you said that really struck me was cybersecurity is not an IT issue.
Spot on. Cybersecurity is not an IT problem.
Which will surprise people.
Yeah, it is. It's an ongoing conversation that needs to be had. It's been called out by the Australian Institute of Company Directors, and it's been stated by ASIC on more than one occasion. It's a business problem. And IT and cyber, in terms of what they do, we are cousins, we're not twins. We have different operational outcomes for the business. Your IT department, they're great at what they do, but they're focused on providing a technical solution to your problem, be it a customer relationship management system, an email system, whereas cybersecurity is working on how can we minimise the loss by way of adverse actions, or how can we protect your ability to generate revenue, protect your organisation, protect your clients.
It's interesting stuff, and I have a feeling in this current space and this current era, we'll be speaking to you a lot more. Luke Owen, who's CEO of Aegis Cybersecurity.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you.